Well, there is a saying that goes, he who sings frightens away his ills.
Tonight, News 3's Sarah Carlson introduces us to a father who couldn't frighten them away for his son, but he's using a song to keep a memory and a cause alive.
We all know music can bring joy to life. But sometimes it takes sadness to bring music to life.
There were no health problems at the time, and the first 3 months were pretty uneventful.
Mike Gamal and his wife adopted Joey back in 2005, the third child they brought here from Guatemala as an infant.
December 29th, 2005, he was down visiting his grandparents in Chicago and was having a bottle on Grandpa's lap.
They realized Joey was having a seizure, rushed him to the hospital, and the journey began.
They were full body. He would drop to the floor and shake. Sometimes it would be different limbs.
As is common with epilepsy, it took 3 years to diagnose the type Joey suffered from. It's called Dravet syndrome, and it's not what they wanted to hear.
Dravet, unfortunately, is one of those forms of epilepsy where right now there is no adequate treatment for it.
Some of Joey's seizures lasted several minutes. Medication helped, but he was exhausted.
They would wipe him out for a good 3 or 4 hours afterward.
Dravet caused developmental delays, so Joey only used about 100 words, and only mom and dad could understand. But anyone who met him knew he loved music.
Music was his connection to the world and his center point and how he interacted with people. Joe always loved music in any form. And so like most kids his age, the Teletubbies would come on or Elmo would come on, and music is the center of those shows. And while he couldn't tell you to dance, he would grab everybody's arm and have people dance.
So when a seizure took Joey's life in March of 2010, Mike knew immediately what he had to do.
It was an idea that I had and was something that was kind of one of those someday we'll do things, and life just kind of moved that someday up for us.
Ever since, they've been celebrating Joey's life with music.
And really thought it would be the kind of thing where some local bands and some friends, and we'd sell it at Century and the VFW and the Methodist Church, and we'd write a $500 check, and that'd be great.
The fundraising CD Mike started a few weeks after Joey's death turned out to be much more. Mike's work as a disc jockey in college gave him some connections in the music business.
I was a record executive out in Los Angeles. She's originally from Milwaukee, and friend of a friend kind of stuff.
Those friends said yes to donating songs, and so did bigger names who didn't know Mike.
It's easy to ask people to give you $10 for the Epilepsy Foundation. It's even easier to say, give me $10 and I'll give you this CD full of really cool music.
It usually takes at least 5 years to put together compilation CDs like this one, but Mike and his team had it done in 6 months. 85% of the songs aren't available anywhere else, and while Mike knows Joey would have danced to them all,
the wheels of the bus go round and round.
Wheels on the Bus would have been his favorite.
Anything with an up-tempo beat. Joey had kind of this reggae dancing style to just about anything, and he'd bend at the knees and do that. So I think just about anything up-tempo Joe would have found a way to like.
Can't help but smile to this one. The music is amazing too, if you could hear some of it, and for a great cause. Joey's song has 2 discs, one for kids like the Wheels on the Bus and one for grown-ups, if there's such a thing. It's $11.99 each, or it's $19.99 if you want both. It benefits the Epilepsy Foundation, plus some of the donations have gone to the Sun Prairie School District to help disabled kids. All you have to do to order is head to joeysong.org, or you can find a link at channel3000.com. And by the way, Eric and Susan, they're already working on volume 2, so they've got a couple of ideas for fundraising for that.
Oh, Mike,
keep going.
Fantastic. That is, and Joey, that smile.
I know.
It'll melt your
I
heart.
love that version of Wheels on the Bus, too.
It'll make you want to dance, right?
It does. That's good stuff. Great story,
Thanks, Sarah.
Sure.